How y'all doing? Chef Charles back in the kitchen, and we are in Christmas mode. We making side dishes, okay? Now I know you had a bunch of side dishes for Thanksgiving. I don't think you want them same side dishes for your Christmas dinner, okay? So we're gonna bring you new side dishes that we hadn't made before. They're not new, but we hadn't introduced them before. Today we're making rutabagas. Are y'all looking strange saying what a rutabaga? This is what a rutabaga look like. Okay, when you find it in the stove, before you peel it, it's gonna be purple on top, kind of white on the bottom. They're gonna have wax on there. They put the wax on there. All right, we're talking to rutabagas. You see them in your grocery store, you figuring out what is a rutabaga. This is what a rutabaga is. It's kind of purple on the top, kind of whitish on the bottom. The white on the bottom is the part been in the ground. The purple part is the one grew up with the, with your root on it, with your stem on it, okay? All right, we done chopped ours up in bite-sized pieces, okay? The smaller the pieces, the less time it takes for it to cook. Rutabaga is similar to a turnip, carrots, anything growing on the ground, basically you got a rutabaga. Rutabaga is a little tougher. So I didn't show you how to peel it, but I'm sure y'all can figure out how to peel it. I didn't think I had to show you that, okay? All right, we're gonna cut it half. Then we're gonna take the pieces and cut them like this. And from the piece that we're cutting like this, straight up and down, that way we're gonna get our bite-sized pieces, all right? And we had about 3 medium-sized. The one I had in hand, we used about 3 of those. Now down here in the South, we got to put some kind of meat in there. We don't, some kind of meat got to go in it, all right? If you're a vegetarian, you don't have to put any meat in them at all. But down here in the South, if you don't put no meat in it, then you ain't cooking, all right? So over there, we got beef smoked sausage that we're going out. Now you can use turkey, chicken, you can use pork. Whatever you decide to use, you can put that in there. That's adding flavor to what you're trying to make, okay? Now we're using a beef stock. We're not using water because we are trying to build flavor, okay? And water do not build flavor, okay? Now only time, I don't know if y'all ever been in a professional kitchen, the 3 parts they got on the stove is broth, okay? They got beef broth, they got chicken broth, and they got fish broth. That's the only time they use water, because some broths, they gonna boil anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, okay? Now they only get that ready that morning, or they get that ready in the afternoon before they leave. So when they come the next day, they got their broth going. If not going, then they get it started with whatever kind of broth they make. But it's 3 parts gonna be on the stove, okay? And that's the only time you'll see them use water to make their broth with, okay? So if you're cooking any kind of vegetables, you want to put some kind of beef broth in, beef, chicken broth, some kind of broth in there. That enhance your flavor, okay? Now we're gonna put our sausage in our pot. We're gonna go ahead and brown them off, and all them drippings on the bottom, that's gonna be your flavor, okay? We got our pot on the stove here. We're using beef sausage in here. Reason we're using beef, we don't eat pork. So if you don't eat pork, if you do eat pork, that's your thing. Put whatever kind of meat in there that you want in there. You can use smoked sausage, turkey wings or whatever you want to put in there. But if you're using turkey wings, you need to get them a head start, okay? They need to get started before you put your rutabagas in there. Any kind of vegetable you're cooking, you putting meat in there, meat need a head start, okay? Meat a little tougher than your vegetable. So you want to get them a head start before you put your vegetables in, okay? Yeah, today is rutabagas, baby. You don't see very many videos of them. But we gonna show you how to cook some rutabagas. So, you know, you might want to change up to Rutabagas. For one, you decide this is Christmas. We don't know, but we want to have available for you if you decide to go to Rutabagas, okay? All right, we going to the stove now. We got a pot on already. We're going to put a little vegetable oil in it, and we're going to brown off our sausages. When we get them done, then we'll bring you back and show you the next step for the Rutabagas, okay? Y'all stay with us. Okay, we're using grapeseed oil. Put a little dab of that in there. That's not much. The sausage is gonna make their own oil or grease or whatever you want to call it. Down here in the south, you gotta have some meat. If you ain't got no meat, everybody gonna know right away. He don't know what he or she don't know what they're doing. Ain't no meat in that stuff. So you gotta have some kind of meat, okay? All right, we're gonna brown these off. When you get that done, we're gonna bring it back, okay? All right, got our sausage brown, and we're not gonna pull any of that grease out of there. All that's gonna stay in. Now we going in. Going in with our Rutabagas. This is a 2-pound container of beef broth, okay? You can use beef, chicken, either one you think you like, okay? You just want to cover the top. Now, you're using one rutabaga, you're not going to need all this broth, okay? Your seasoning, you need to break that down. But this is about 3 medium-sized rutabagas, okay? Now we're going to add our seasoning to this. Now we got 4 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put that in about halfway done. Right now we on medium high. We're gonna cut this down. Now you don't want to put too much water in there or too much juice in there, okay? Just enough to cover your vegetables, all right? You're gonna want a bunch in there. Gonna put a lid on there. This should take anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes to cook. Depends on the size you cut your rutabagas. Gonna determine how long they cook. But when you get pork tender, then you cut it off. You done. Ready to eat, okay? All right, we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Y'all stay with us. Rutabagas time. All right, we've been cooking about 30 minutes. As you can see, they are not quite pork tender. So we're gonna put another 15 minutes on it. Into that, we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of butter. You know you have to add butter now. Butter make everything taste better. We're gonna put 1 tablespoon of sugar in, okay? It's not gonna make it sweet. Just gonna give some of the bitter taste. And it's gonna enhance all your spices you have in here, okay? 1 tablespoon of sugar going in. Get a little taste, see what we need. We're going to put another pinch of salt in. Alright, we're going to put the top on it. It's boiling. We're going to cut it down to medium high. Put the top on it. Put another 15 minutes on there. So I'll be ready to go in. Okay? Okay, baby. We got rutabagas, baby. Look here. We got them beef sausages in there. A little butter. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Now my wife father used to say, if you don't see pepper, child, there ain't enough. Listen, you gonna love this. Remember I told you, if you ain't got no meat in it, then you ain't cooking sour. Oh, man. It cooked about 40 minutes. And then pork tender, baby. I had some Mexican cornbread. Some fried corn. Candy yam. I don't even want to be bothered. That beef broth. Lord, how much. So you got to remember, vegetable still like a sponge. Whatever season you put in there, some rutabaga or whatever vegetable cooking, well, like a sponge. You create your taste. Come on now. Somebody needs to be on the phone, calling or texting somebody, and tell them we got another side dish for Christmas. Rutabaga, baby. They healthy, protein, vitamin, remember, whatever you need in your rutabagas, okay? Lord, how much it call somebody, tell somebody. Lord, if you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. It takes about 2 or 3 seconds to do it. Just hit the button, like and share. Come on, you done did that and you out the kitchen or wherever you at, I got it done. All right? Go ahead and subscribe. We definitely appreciate it. YouTube will love it. We will love it. Okay, and we going to continue bringing you dishes like this. All you got to do when that bell ring, you know I'm in the kitchen. Get in your comfortable chair. Get you whatever you want to drink. And just be entertained. Okay? We're going to go ahead and close this rutabaga video out. And with that, live long and prosper. Don't sleep on your dream. Chef Charles and the Rutabagas, we out of here.